Alright, so Mr. Tenderism is out here getting an honorary doctorate. Seems like that's the trend these days. Tyrese has one. Everybody wants to be called doctor now. He's already saying, call me Dr. Tenderism. And hey, I actually respect Mr. Tenderism. I do. Would I take an honorary doctorate if it was offered to me? Sure, why not? But they're handing these things out so freely now, you have to wonder if it still means what it used to. Feels like everybody's got one these days. I think Black China's got one too. A lot of times, it's really just a mutual promotional thing for the college. But you know what? He's an older guy, he's put in his time, so hey, he deserves it. For what exactly? Going viral over barbecue? I don't know, man, but it is what it is. Dr. Tenderism, out here living his best life. Switching gears, this woman who used to be linked to Cardi's ex, Gigi or Jeannie, whatever her name is, she's someone who's been around the industry circuit for a bit. Word is she's with Chris Brown now, and honestly, that's just how it goes sometimes in this space. The same circle of people end up crossing paths with each other over and over because at that level, it really is a smaller world than people think. Now, switching to the Ray Daniels and Charlemagne situation, apparently Charlemagne's been doing some digging into Ray Daniels' background, and that stirred things up, especially since Wallow's name got mentioned in the middle of it. I like Wallow, but it makes sense he'd be defending Charlemagne given their relationship. He's not as close with Ray Daniels, even though he's appeared on his show before. And listen, there's clearly a lot of people out here protecting certain powerful figures in the industry. Guys like Jay-Z and Diddy have historically operated with a lot of influence, and there's often speculation about how that influence gets used behind the scenes to shape narratives through people they're affiliated with. That's just part of how Rock Nation and similar operations have been perceived to work over the years. So Ray Daniels firing back and pushing forward with what he's saying, that's honestly to be expected these days. Nobody really backs down anymore. They use these moments to keep talking and keep digging. As for Blueface, that whole situation with Crazy Rock feels like a lot of chaos and drama playing out in real time, and it's hard to tell how much of it is genuinely spontaneous versus for content. But either way, real people are involved, real relationships, real families. It's basically become a reality show with actual consequences attached to it. I'll leave it there, but let me know what you all think in the comments.
And Blueface basically responded with, yeah, beat her. And Chrisean Rock completely snapped, almost like she turned into the Hulk. She started attacking this girl right there in the street. And I'm telling you, there are probably going to be serious consequences for both Chrisean Rock and Blueface after all of this. And that's not even everything, because there was reportedly a shooting afterward as well. Wack 100 doesn't seem too concerned about any of it. He already responded to the situation on Academic's platform. But remember, Wack 100 is also somebody who previously went after Big Meech. Big Meech eventually called him, and now Wack is going after Cuffy. Cuffy is the person who was supposedly connected to Big Meech and Tammy Cowens in the situation that got Meech into additional trouble. We've talked about that before, and we can definitely revisit it because it has suddenly become relevant again. I'll probably make another video about that this week. Wack 100 claimed that Big Meech admitted he did what he needed to do with Tammy Collis to help get his show moving and put the BMF name in front of more people. But according to Wack, Meech himself never snitched. That's Wack's version of the story. I personally see it differently. But Wack 100 has been known to switch positions depending on the situation. Apparently, Cuffy eventually stopped dealing with him, stopped taking his calls, or simply disagreed with him and instead sided with Big Meech. That's just how it played out. Then we have Brandy, who has been making quite a few public appearances lately, and Ray J seems to be part of the reason. A lot of people have been commenting on how different she looks these days, so she appears to be getting herself back out in front of the public. And honestly, I think she may be using Ray J and everything surrounding his boxing activities as another way to stay visible. Now, Logan Paul is back in the conversation because claims have resurfaced that he was never fully paid for his exhibition fight with Floyd Mayweather. According to the claims, Mayweather allegedly double-sold the event and is currently involved in a legal dispute with someone overseas in the UAE. The allegation is that he sold the fight for around $10 million and then allowed another party to handle the event, leading that person to seek repayment. Logan Paul reportedly says Mayweather still owes him about $1.5 million, but that money is now tied up in litigation. Logan basically said, I'm probably never going to get the money. And honestly, it's disappointing to see Floyd Mayweather involved in situations like this. It feels like he'll show up wherever the money is. He even appeared for Zeus at the Clarissa Shields fight, because according to these claims, Zeus paid him to attend. The same was reportedly true for other people who showed up because they were incentivized to be there. Zeus is clearly trying to build boxing into a bigger part of its platform, and I think Clarissa Shields could become one of the first fighters they really invest in for multiple fights. As for Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather, though, the whole situation is disappointing. Then Jim Jones sent Keen Streets, one of his artists at 38 Special, into the middle of this situation. Bro, Jim, you're not above getting dissed by 38 Special. I'm sorry. The message was basically, you've been telling me to chill, Jim Jones, but it's over. Far Rock America. Shout out to Far Rock, but this honestly isn't a good look. If you're from Far Rock, you don't need to involve yourself in Jim Jones's problems just to prove a point. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out exactly where this guy is from in Far Rock. Is it Edgemere or maybe Redfern? I'm not even sure. Either way, don't start fighting Jim Jones's battles for him. This situation has nothing to do with you. I'm not trying to disrespect the guy, but let Jim Jones handle his own conflicts. He was the one who originally spoke on the situation, and that's why the response came back at him. Moving on, Russ recently reminded people that he once spent around $500,000 on a record that still didn't take off. And yes, you have to put serious money behind music if you want it to get in front of people, but money alone can't guarantee a hit. His argument was simple.
If you could literally purchase success, every song would become successful. You can invest in promotion and exposure, sure, but if the actual record isn't good, throwing money at it isn't going to magically make people love it. That's the point he was making. We already covered Blueface, so let's move on. A judge has officially ruled that prosecutors can use evidence from the phone seized by Lil Durk during his trial. I saw people trying to dismiss that development the other day, but Trapelo Ross was correct about it. New messages from Lil Durk reportedly appeared on the phone, including conversations after the death of Lil P. Members of Quando Rondo's camp allegedly reached out in an attempt to make peace, and Durk's response was, "Take the peace off the switch." That is obviously not the kind of message you want prosecutors presenting to a jury. Lil Durk has had a long list of conflicts connected to him, and multiple people have died, including his own brother. Let's be honest about that. There have been a lot of deaths surrounding these situations. Keef D's trial has also started, while the alleged killer of Pop Smoke reportedly claims he has already beaten 4 murder cases. He's only 23 years old and allegedly said, 4 murders and I'm still out. That's a frightening statement if accurate, and honestly, this guy sounds dangerous. Then Dame Dash tried promoting cheap teeth across the streaming platforms while doing this dance that he apparently thought looked cool. Meanwhile, the song reportedly has only around 3,746 streams. The federal case involving Lil Durk also includes claims that he rejected an offer to make peace. We already discussed that part, but the reported message was basically about getting on the phone to squash the situation before it turned into something bigger. Prosecutors interpreted the response, "Take the peace off the switch," as a reference to a machine gun. That is obviously not a good look for him in court. Now, here's an unpopular opinion, as J Hood would say. Women taking over hip-hop was exciting at first. You had artists like Cardi and Nicki dominating, and that was cool. But eventually, I think the quality control disappeared. I'm gonna be honest, Lotto is fine, and obviously there are people who love Lotto because she's from Atlanta, but I'm just saying she's okay. There are way too many mediocre female artists getting pushed right now. And honestly, the same thing applies to male artists. There are plenty of them who simply aren't good. I'm trying to think of an example, and Yeet comes to mind. I'm just not that impressed. Rap has been watered down a lot, bro. We need another reset because we haven't really had one in a long time. I think the last major reset was around 2010, when a lot of artists and sounds started getting pushed out. Atlanta especially had a ton of names coming through, and while there was plenty of great music, there was also a whole lot of bad music. Some of that has faded now, but I still think the culture needs another reset. Then Chrisean Rock said she regrets the viral fight involving the Blueface show. Yeah, okay. She says things like that pretty much every time something blows up afterward. And now Wayno is stepping forward to defend his name against Ray Daniels. Honestly, I can't blame him for wanting to clear that up.